just as like a marker for people being on the mic pause or not. All right, now. I didn't get that. So let's say if I move a little too far away from the mic, you just be like, oh man, this like Prince giving the mic. Yeah. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Ready? Throw me your mic one more time, Prince. I just want to make sure.
Check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I'm gonna make sure to project my voice because sometimes like I talk really low. So yeah, I'm gonna project my voice, make sure I'm sitting up, good posture and whatnot. And yeah, let's get it.
We got. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Easy, Tiger, easy.
Okay. Good. All right, check. 1, 2, 3. We are back. I am MattViolinist. I am here with a very, very special guest of mine. He's not even a guest. I ain't gonna lie, this is a brother to me.
It's family.
You know what I'm saying? This is
Yes,
family.
sir, family.
You know what I mean? We got Young Prince
Yes, sir.
in the building.
Thank you for having me.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably why we connect so.
It's uptown to the world, you know what I
You
mean?
can't figure that out. I ain't gonna lie.
For sure.
What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. You know, blessed, highly favored, and I'm just happy to be here. You know what I mean? Happy to be here. Happy to be amongst a fellow GOAT. You know what I mean? It's just, this man is great at what he does. So.
Correction. Bring your mic a little closer, just so.
Right here, we good.
Just grab the whole thing.
Okay.
And just bring it close. That way, trying to talk is like kind of.
Okay, it's not okay. We good like this. We good. All right, great.
Good guys, being.
Lovely.
Yeah. So tell us what's been going on, bro. It's been a minute since the last time I saw you.
Yeah. Last time I seen you, I think Obama was president. It's been a minute, but definitely still working on the craft. I am a event MC, and just been trying to boost my platform, spread the culture even more, get on some bigger stages, and it's been a blessing, man. Honestly, it's been a blessing the last couple of years. I'm blessed to be where I'm at. I prayed for moments like this, and just happy to be here.
You get on bigger stages, bro. You're already performing for like small islands.
We gotta thank God for everything, man. It's I'm one of those people that's never really satisfied. I'm big on what's next. R.I.P. Kobe. It's just job not done. You know what I mean? Like that's just the mentality I take with these things. I don't really. It's a gift and a curse. It's sometimes like I'll achieve something and I'll be happy about it, but then like a couple minutes later, it's like, okay, well, that's over with. And I think, I think that's what keeps me consistent. That's what keeps me at the level I'm at. But I also do encourage people to give yourself the flowers and do, live in the moment for a little bit, as opposed to just, brushing it off as just like, okay, now what else is there to do?
Right, and it's funny that you actually brought up talking about like always looking for the next challenge. And I think from the first time that I actually saw you touch a stage and really host, I think that's part of the reason why I was just like, nah, whoever this person is going crazy. Because
It's love.
I don't feel like you can get to that level. There's only a
No, absolutely.
But the majority of us, we have to work to get there.
Got to tap
So it's
into
like
it.
when I was watching you like perform, it is a performance. Hosting is not just being up there talking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
it is a performance. You have to keep people engaged. You know, and it's like when I was watching him, like, now this is somebody that takes this serious, that obviously has some sort of like training behind it, and somebody who obviously cares about the craft.
No, heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just doing this for the check.
No. It's definitely the love. I think for me, I've always been a people's person in terms of like being the life of the party, being that person that like, you know, makes people laugh or gets people hyped. So when I transitioned into actually like doing this for a living, it's second nature to me because this is what I've been doing my whole life. High school, they voted me class clown. High school, I was also prom king. So it's like, you know, everything works for a reason, you know. Even coming up, like, you know, being African wasn't it, you know, so I had to deal with people roasting me, and, you know, we from New York, like, you have, the Bronx, exactly, you have to know how to defend yourself. So for me, it was just like, all right, listen, I ain't going out like no punk, you know what I mean, I'm not a fighter or anything, so I'm gonna use my words, and, you know, that's what really got me through the ridicule and the, you know, the jokes.
Yeah. So was it like that bad of an experience growing up in the Bronx as far as just like fending for yourself?
In terms of, you know, I wouldn't say I was physically bullied. I never really had to deal with that. I went to private school. You know, I'm gonna tell people, you know. I was too close?
No, it's just like kind of blocking the face.
Oh, okay. Let me get my, you know, look at that. My fault. Let me get the little, you know what I mean? Gotta get the little moisturizer. Keep that thought though. Nah, I appreciate that. Okay.
And we keeping all of this inside the
podcast. Nah, for a fact. Nah, keep it natural, you know what I mean? Gotta keep it natural. But, yeah, so, you know, a lot of people like to say, yeah, I grew up in the trenches, and although, like, my neighborhood wasn't the best, like, I had a pretty good childhood. My parents was pretty well off. I was raised by my mom for the most part before my pops left, but, yeah, I went to private school. But, you know, even going to private school, you still have, you know, your bullies that you deal with in terms of, you know, I was dark-skinned, I still have my gap, you know, and I was African. So those three things were just like, oh, I could kick a field goal through your teeth, or, oh, you an African booty scratcher, or, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it was just like, all right, you know, that's cool and all, but, you know, I like to get pretty personal with myself. So if I know your mom is going through it, I'm gonna talk about what your mom is going through. Hello, like, I'm going for the jugular, you feel me? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I felt that. So,
I do the same thing. That's why it's so interesting to me too, because it's, again, watching somebody like you, a big caliber perform, it's just like, the performance is great.
For sure.
Come from.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's like being that we both grew up uptown, it's just like
survival of the fittest,
like
man.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was probably one of the biggest things that drove me towards isolation. You don't have to record now. Just recording through the laptop. But one of the biggest things that actually like drove me towards success was adversity.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just like, I didn't always live uptown. I lived uptown for about 13, 14 years. And I moved to Jersey. So when I moved up to Jersey, you know, they had like this idea of like who you're supposed to be, you come from New York City, and then on top
it's a target. It's a target always. You know it's always a target.
I've always been mad for it. You know what I'm saying? I've always been witty, so like I was smart enough and witty enough to be around like the quote unquote like lit kid.
Right. Absolutely.
And like I'm not gonna say that I wasn't one of them. I just felt like my main tribe, that wasn't my crowd. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
So yeah, long story short, pretty much through like all the like bullying, it was both physical, verbal, and mental and everything.
Really?
It kind of just forced me to like go into like just the music. There was this piece there. I used to like legit skip once, which is probably a bad idea if I wanted to get brother. So I used to skip once. talk to teachers, they
Mm-hmm.
were me. So, I used to just start playing. I was trash then. And then, like, slowly but surely, I started to, like...
That practice makes permanent, man.
Yeah, no, it really does.
Yeah.
But, from that, I didn't really understand until I've gotten older, but it taught me the importance of isolation.
For sure.
I wasn't alone.
Mm-hmm.
I isolated myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was just certain things that I had to work out between that and that to get right.
I felt that. Definitely felt that, bro.
And now it's just like, when I see the same people, they're like blown away, like, you really doing it. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm really doing it like that.
Listen,
I'm just out here making the moves that I'm making.
all the times I seen you performing, you just so effortless with it. Like, so that comes from year. Like you said, you had to isolate. You became a master of your craft. And what people don't understand is they see, the glamour. They see you on the stage. They don't see the years of work that you got to put in. They don't see the experiences that shape you into being the talent that you are. Because, of course, everybody just, they see the stage stuff. They don't know what goes into it. They don't see the hours of dedication. They don't see the failures. Right. You know what I mean? They just see the finished product. And I think that's why we relate so much as well, because we know what it is to put in work. We know what it is to have hours and hours of just either watching people do what we do or just putting in the work ourselves. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the success so much more fulfilling.
I was going to ask you too. There was one bit I remember you did something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember there was like a heckler in the crowd. And I don't remember where we were either. There was a heckler, and he said something crazy, and it was so crazy to the point where everybody felt that moment where it's just like, this is mighty uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think I know. So I think it was City College. It might have been City College. I can't remember the exact, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bro, and I forgot what you did. You did some bit about like praying the devil out of like his
That was definitely City College.
Yo, and then it made me think about it. Like, okay, time out. Like I was meaning to ask, but I never got around to asking. Like, did you grow up in church?
Of course. That's, the church is, and it's funny enough, that's where everybody gets their start. Singers, rappers. I want to say 70% of my material is based on church, either pastors that I've experienced or just, when you Nigerian and you Christian, you go to, church is embedded in you. So I take that on stage with me. I do a lot of the prayer stuff. I do a lot of the speaking, pastors is always, you will be blessed. You will have this. You know what I'm saying? And I incorporate it into my act. And you literally cannot go wrong with that. So
it works
every time. It is a literal layup. So in a situation like that, I can say somebody's heckling me and say, yeah, the devil is piloting your destiny. So we're going to pray. We're going to stretch our hands and make sure that the devil releases from this guy because he's clearly not well. You know what I mean?
No,
and
everybody was on board with that.
Of course.
What I liked about it too is just like, I'm not the kind of person where it's just like, you should handle the heckling this way. But the way that you handled it too, he wasn't ostracized from it.
Yeah. It's never disrespect.
You probably shouldn't have said that.
Right.
And you screwed up my momentum.
But I'm going to show you why I do what I do.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm on this stage and you're not. You know what I'm saying? No, respect.
And no, but that goes into, being an entertainer, being a comedian, you have to be quick. You have to be witty. You have to know. I prepare myself for every possible scenario, not only in life, but on stage as well. I'm ready for somebody to say something crazy. I'm ready for somebody to try to boo. I'm ready for every possible scenario. So you can't rattle me. You can't, because I'm prepped for it. I'm built for it.
Has there ever been a time where, you say that you can't be rattled, has there ever been a time you've been stumped, I ain't gonna lie, I have nothing to say to this person? It might not be because of what they said, it could just be a bad day. Just host it. No.
In terms of people, no. There was a time, I will say I did catch writers have writer's block. I had a host block. I'll never forget it. 2015, Farmingdale University in Long Island. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. The DJ started playing music. The dude started playing 90s theme songs from shows, like played Rugrats and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it was losing the crowd. And I'm just like, bro, you cannot end your career like this. Like, you just started last year. Like, and I just really had to get in the crowd and just muster up some type of material and that's when I learned that I had to have go-to material. I don't really write things down. I don't write material down, but it'll be some stuff where when I prep, that's why I come to shows early. You know, I get a feel of the stage and be like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do at this point. If they need me to stall, this is what I'm going to say. Because every show, they're going to need me to stall.
All the time.
Yeah, they're going to need me to stall.
And you and I have done a bunch of fashion shows.
Absolutely.
Fashion shows don't ever run.
Ever. Ever. Cash like ever. Cash little Bob.
So it's like, if you don't know how to stall, first of all, if you don't believe it, ain't nobody gonna believe it.
No, absolutely.
So like, your stall material has to be just as sharp, if not sharper than like your regular, everyday introducing up next.
Which is why, you know, you have to pay attention to current events, both on social media, both in the news, or in just in the hood in general. Like, what are people talking about? Like, you have to stay current. You have to, you know, understand what's going on. So let's talk. Like, when I'm on stage, it's family time. Like, let's talk. Like, you know, let's talk about why, you know, why we say niggas ain't shit. Like, excuse my French, but like, why, you know, okay, cool. You know, I like to talk about the trending stuff, you know, because that's what keeps things fresh. I don't want to keep talking about, I don't want to, you know, regurgitate the same material. Like, every show is something different. So I'm going to talk about something that happened today. I'm going to talk about something that happened yesterday, you know, and I like being relatable. I'm a very relatable person. So my material, you're going to be like, yo, that's facts. He's speaking facts right now, you know? And I pride myself on doing that, you know, which keeps me relevant.
It's funny that you talk about like current events because I feel like some of my major strokes of genius came from me just from playing.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not talking, if I got a girl, I'm not talking to my girl. I'm not really going out. I'm not drinking. I might show my friends once a week. And that would just kind of give me that fix of like just that good, unadulterated, unfiltered fun.
I mean, you need that. Sometimes you need that.
Like,
you definitely need that.
Now, it reflects in other places too. Like, I don't follow like J-Lo. Sometimes, like at this point now in my life, especially now, I just feel like I have a certain kind of information I can process.
I'm just like that, bro. I'm exactly like that. Like, to the point where the first 30 minutes of my day is not on social media. I feel like it's so weird to start your morning taking in so many people's thoughts, watching negativity, seeing negativity. So for me, like, I do devotionals, like the Bible app, you know, for y'all out there that may use the Bible app, it has a bunch of devotionals where you can type in something that you going through. Let's say you having a problem with patience. You can type in the word patience in the Bible app and it will give you thousands of devotionals that'll last from 3 to 5 or 7 days. And each day is a new devotional. That's how I start my morning, with words of encouragement, you know, Bible verses, prayer, because it's so crazy. Like, I tell people all the time, like, people's energy is contagious, both negative and positive. Negative energy is just as strong as positive energy. If you are taking in all of that from so many different people as you start your morning, you're probably not gonna have a good day. You know, and you'll see somebody who's doing something and you're comparing yourself to them. You're starting your day doing a disservice to yourself because, well, maybe I'm not doing enough because this person's younger than me and they're ahead of me. But you don't know what they did in their chapter 1 through 10, you know, to achieve what they have, you know.
It feels cliche to say it too. And there's so many thoughts that are popping up inside, like we do the same. But what I have to like keep telling myself every day, and I see it all the time, there's literally enough for everybody.
Everybody can eat.
It sounds mad cliche to say,
but it's true though.
It's the truth, and honestly,
it's true.
What's for you is just for you.
And it won't miss you.
It's only for that person. And it might be weird too. Like I feel like I've been so competitive, and just within my journey, I just have this super competitive nature
Mm-hmm.
that now is to the point that if there's somebody that I know that does something similar to me, I literally don't follow them. I
Mm-hmm.
can't follow them. I can't see it. I
Mm-hmm.
can't watch them do it.
No, I felt that.
I know where my head's gonna go.
Right.
I already know where my mind's gonna like start to do.
Mm-hmm.
Start to compare, start to pick it apart.
That they say that with artists too. Like they try to tell artists not to listen to too much of one artist because then you start sounding like them, or you're just fixated on them and fixated on what they do, as opposed to using that time constructively to focus on your craft. So I don't mind that. I think that's a good practice that you have.
And it's funny too, like that was Matt's track. But anytime I write music or produce music, and it's not like violin music.
No, like actual music, yeah.
I gotta show you some stuff too. Like real lyrics. I tend not to have the people around that say like, oh, this song sounds like a Burna Boy song. This song sounds like this. I'm just like, I understand why you might say that.
But this is me.
Right. It's
Right.
not, I'm not even thinking about that. And it's just like, once you put that in like the atmosphere, then my mind comes off of like what I'm trying to say lyrically.
That's why it's I always say it's a privilege to share your art with people. So for me, before I put out any videos or like stuff like that, like I have a group of friends that are like my harshest critics. Shout outs to the YP critique room. And they will tell me like, yo bro, this shit is not it. You should have done this like this. You should have, because I value their opinion, because I don't have any yes men around me. I just don't. And those 3 people are the ones who really let me know like, okay, this is really, it's 3 people, because I'm close with a good amount of people, but I won't say like close friends, probably like 20, 25 close friends. But in terms of the people who, I mean, look at my platform. It should be more, but I don't trust a lot of people like that.
I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie. I was really having a conversation with this chick yesterday. There was a point in time. Okay, we had a conversation. She was like, "Matt, we're friends." I had to stop. I'm like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you."
We're not friends.
We ain't friends. Like, where's my mom? We're not friends. No,
It'd be like that.
I was like, look, I don't care how harsh it sounds, but when it comes to women, it's just like being a friend is a neutral like agreement. There are terms and conditions.
Not the terms and conditions.
You got to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Click, I've read the whole thing.
Right.
All access to that. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I know with myself, I really have to tell them, I'm just like, look, you're a beautiful girl. There is no way that I can be your friend, knowing that like once I get the opportunity to smoke them boots, I'm taking that opportunity. Okay,
so you don't think you can be platonic with a beautiful woman, or it was just with her?
No, I can be. For
Okay.
Sure. I do have like beautiful women friends who like are platonic.
So it was just with her.
It's with her only because I didn't say it like it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just like her just saying that off the bat. Oh, Matt, we're friends. Like, damn, I ain't gonna lie to you now. No, we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? I'll be lying to myself. I'm just like, yeah, sure, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's not
So you feel like because you have those, I don't want to use the word motives, because motives gives off like predator vibes, but in your mind it's like the definition of a friend isn't somebody that has the intent to sleep with you eventually.
For me personally, no.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, that's your truth. You know what I'm saying? Like you told her like, yo, listen.
And it's like, we cool. I'm not saying that like in order to be around that you have to.
Right. But you're drawing that line of like, yo, like.
Friends?
I get it. I get what you're trying to say.
Shorty, we is not.
I get what you're trying to say.
Like we are. I'm also to aside from like just like the whole sex thing, there are just like personal matters that I would never discuss with certain people.
Absolutely.
Like, if there's a certain line that I can't cross with you,
I wouldn't consider you a friend.
Not friends,
Right.
We're peers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So when you said that you have 25 friends, I'm like,
Nah, yeah, because I mean, yo, like you live uptown, you meet a lot of people.
Uptown's a very, very small.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm definitely careful with that word friend as well, because I've had quote unquote friends who have, crossed me. But I do have a good amount of friends that I've met through college or through basketball or even just, around the way where it's just like, oh yeah, you cool. And then we end up having mutual friends and then next thing you know, we're in a group chat. And then, you know what I'm saying?
If you're comfortable with that, I would love for you to like collaborate and give me an example.
So I had a friend who, I was really cool with, and in my friend group, our bonding mechanisms, we roast each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we do, And, it was to a point where, it was his day. Like, yo, he was roasting him, playful stuff. But, he took it personally. And then he disassociated himself from the friend group. And then, he started talking crazy at a point, like on social media, throwing subs. And then it was a time I asked him, like, yo, we good? Like, he was like, yeah, we're good. But then the fake pages started. Yeah. And then, he was saying some outlandish things. I didn't really pay attention to it. But then, he got personal.
Bro, what did you say to him? Like,
listen.
He must have really flamed himself, like, for real.
Nah, we just imitated stuff he would say. Like, he would say a lot of, he was confident in his craft, I'm not mad at him. But, we roasted him about it.
I ain't gonna lie, for me to make a fake page after somebody.
And it was multiple pages. Like, it was just and it wasn't just for me. It was for some of my friends so he hit a line where he wasn't supposed to hit, and I addressed it on social media. Like, I really addressed it on social media. Like, I went in, without going into too much details. And I've had a friend dirty Mac me. Like, it was a girl he was interested in. The girl really wasn't interested in him. She was interested in me, and he told her I had a girlfriend when I didn't have a girlfriend. I was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, that dirty Mac shit is actually kind of hilarious to me.
Like, why are you moving like that?
I don't care how hard dudes be trying to, like, lead their way in.
Yeah, it was just.
I always tell people, like, you do not have to do that.
And most of the times, the girl don't even like you like that for you to be doing all that. So why?
That's ultimately, like, my thing. It's just like, do you really think in your heart of hearts that dirty Mac is going to make this girl like you more?
Yeah, so it's it is what it is. I don't have beef with nobody. I don't have any problems with anybody. If you do, I can't help you with that. I make myself so easy to love. I don't know why anybody wouldn't like me.
I do have strong distaste for a handful of people.
Okay, I can agree. Yeah, I can agree with that as well.
Yeah, there's definitely that will never get close to me again.
Absolutely. Protect your peace, protect your space, definitely.
And there's way more people on the list. There's a lot of people on this list that I would never share personal information. And a lot of people that actually fall into that list are people who are actually family members. Like,
it be like that sometimes,
and I think that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like some of the most irresponsible people with my information have been friends of him.
So you just have to maneuver different. That's why I'm not mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all.
I maneuver different. They just tend to not really understand because they're not me.
I get it.
And even when I explain myself to them, I hate when people tell me that something's not that serious. It's just like,
you can't tell me how. Yeah, you can't tell me how to feel about something.
These aren't your matters. You know what I'm saying? These are mine.
Right.
I hope he's very dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't let people playing around with that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, if you don't want to see Matt get violent,
yeah. It's always the quiet ones.
And that's, I ain't gonna lie, that's one thing I don't know about being skinny, bro. Like, this is actually what happened.
Hey, man.
Bro, like,
we gotta hold it down for the slim brothers, man. You know what I mean?
You're already 8'4".
Nah, I feel you on that.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you. So people would tend to,
bro,
try it more.
I don't care how fly I am. Like, alright, I'm sure I'm sitting on the stage, bro. I don't care how fly I am. I don't care how smooth I can talk, bro. Like, show you the look. And, like, you're not really 6 foot. I'm not gonna. Like, you know what?
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all get your titties and ass done. What you trying to get my legs done?
Not the legs done.
I'm just a long tail and handsome.
Nah, with the toupee and.
Hey, I thought it was dump
Yo, you going crazy. You going crazy right now. Nah, that's jokes.
But, that was I wanted to ask you, dive into like something else, something a little different. When did you really start seeing major success hosting? Because you don't just do local stuff. You're like hosting for like big time.
Absolutely.
Afrobeat artists right now.
Yes, sir. I think the switch came like 2016, 2017. I would say 2017 because that's when I hosted my first concert. I believe it was Mr. Easy at PlayStation Theater. Or was that 26? That might have been 2016. So that 2016, 2017 was really the turning point for me. That's when people started seeing me on like the bigger stages. Then I did Burna Boy's first concert out here as well at PlayStation Theater. And for me, it was just like, okay, I like this feeling of, getting in front of a crowd before the big artist comes out, hyping up the crowd. That's how I started building my name. And then, of course, I had the college tours as well. And sometimes the artists would come to the schools.
I actually didn't know that you started doing college.
Yeah, so that's how I got my start on the circuit, was with the colleges. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's how you get your name out there. But the switch definitely came 2016, 2017. That's when I really started feeling like, all right, I'm the best at what I do. Like, it's not really anybody that I see doing what I do, They're out there, but and that's no disrespect to them. That's not to say they're not doing their thing.
There's only one young
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that can do what I do.
And it's funny that you say that too. Like, you also said earlier that I mastered my craft, and that's far.
Well, you make it look like that, though.
You know what it is? It's not me. How can I say it? Excuse me, one more. Like, I say this properly.
No problem.
The actual skill set of playing the violin, I'm not the greatest at.
Okay.
There are people who are light years ahead of me, and no matter how hard I practice or train, they will always beat that. What separates these two galaxies is the fact that with my skill set, I am myself.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And I think that's ultimately what separates me from so many other different people. Is that I'm literally just being myself. I'm giving you the years of experience that I have via DJing, dancing, watching people do their thing, and then condensing it into like a 10-minute.
But that's why I feel like you've mastered your craft in terms of course, there's always room for improvement, but you do what you do at such a high level, like you are able to captivate crowds with something that you picked up as a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you do it at a high level, which is why I feel like, you mastered your craft. Like, I've seen you take a crowd that was dead 5 minutes ago and bring them to life with a 10-minute set.
Bro, honestly, it's crazy. I think I'm gonna, like, come time to do a real show, I'm gonna do that show at Lincoln College.
Okay.
That
Lovinger
stage-
Theater, man. That theater is beastie.
When I was like 5 years old, that's where I got my start. That's the first time
Okay.
I performed.
Wow.
Right? And then, like, the birth of MattViolinist in 2011, that's where I, like, shut down the show.
That's
So the
tough.
CSA show.
Okay.
I had the ideas, I had the equipment, I had the skill set, but I never put it together. I was nervous.
Preparation met opportunity,
I was
man.
nervous as all hell.
Man.
I did it, and that entire audience was crazy.
That's a good theater. That's a good theater to get your start at. I mean, I am a Lehman College grad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Lehman. Big shout outs to the Lightning Fam 2016 class of 2016. Yeah, that's great vibes, man.
Nah, it really is. I don't know. There's something magical about that campus.
It's just the seats just go up, and that's where they do the graduations.
Oh, seriously?
When they do the indoor, like for high schools and stuff, they do that. When you're on the main field, that's for like like us. Like when we graduated college, we was on the field. But that I think it's called Lovinger Theater. I might be mistaken. Yeah,
And if it's
but
not, who cares?
that
We know we don't.
that theater, because I remember doing an ASA show there before, so that the energy in there is definitely high.
I ain't gonna lie, them ASA organizations, bro, like, ASA be lit. And CSA too.
Yeah.
That's where you are.
Yeah.
CSA be crazy.
Nah, for sure. Shout out to LIU Brooklyn. They had me for their African Student Association show. Then they brought me back for a couple of years. But then I started doing their pageants as well for CSA. And that put me into another, audience as well. That's when, my West Indian crowd started growing as well, because I've always told myself I refuse to box myself in to the African community. There's nothing against the African communities, but I've just always saw myself as versatile. I grew up with Jamaicans, I grew up with Dominicans, I grew up with Puerto Ricans. So, a lot of my material is going to relate to them as well. So why just stick to the African crowd? And also, you can't be rich if you're just in one community. You can't. There's different bags to get.
You think so?
100%. When I say rich, I mean in terms of different sources of income. So I can, have the African crowd, but then now that I have the Jamaican crowd, I can do a partnership with some Jamaican company because I'm familiar with, that crowd. Or I can do a partnership with a Hispanic company because, I'm familiar with, that crowd as well. So it opens me up to different communities. You know what I mean?
That's really funny. I do agree that you are versatile, and I'm also versatile.
Potato, man. ain't nobody gonna beat you up, right? Ain't nobody gonna beat you up, man.
I've always been okay with throwing a splash of Afrobeat, splash of this, splash of that, but I would never just do a strictly Spanish play. And here's the reason why. I don't care how much music you give me. I am not Spanish, and my upbringing was not that. Although I was surrounded by them. And the most important part is this: I don't really understand all the nuances.
Okay, which is fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like, if I'm putting together a set, what I feel like might work in my head
may not work amongst them as well.
right.
Okay.
And like the best example of that I have of that, like, you ever seen like a white person play reggae music? But it's like reggae dancehall or soca, they don't really know.
They don't know the essence of it. Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like, I see what you're trying to do. This is really not it.
It comes off as like stereotypical.
At best.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like with myself, I never want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So like, I literally turned down money for that reason. It's like, I understand what you want me to do, but it's just like.
So do you feel like, because I feel like in a situation like that, somebody like me, I would go into those communities and see what the vibe is, and then incorporate it into, what I do. So let's say, like, if I'm in your position, right, and I'm a Hispanic promoter hits me up like, hey, yo, I love what you do on the gram, like, could you do a little, like, reggaeton set? Now, in your mind, I don't even listen to that. Like, I don't know would you feel like, would you feel like it would be worth it to, go to some crowds and see what some of the lit songs are, and then, like.
I've done that before. I've definitely done that before.
Or do you feel like that's just like, I'm not really trying to do all that?
I've done it, and part of the reason why I still decide to like kind of stay away from it is because even within the nuance of the music, the nuance of the people they party with.
Okay.
So like the effect that I'm going for, like, you've seen the effect that, like.
I have.
So it's like when you try to like copy and paste that over to different people,
It may not translate. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Okay.
it's just like the way that like Jamaicans have a great time, the way that Nigerians have a good time, the way that like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, or anybody that's from like the Spanish speaking country might have fun. It's all different. You know?
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's just like with me, I would literally feel guilty taking somebody's money, knowing that I'm not doing the best job.
I mean, yeah, you a stand-up guy, man. I ain't mad at that. But me, I'm collecting the bag. If you have a bag for me, I'm gonna collect it. Okay? Time is money, money is time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I need to hurry up and get married or something. You doing something for my wedding?
Hey, man, listen, you know, we good. I
For the price go up too high.
listen, I got you, man, and trust me when I tell you, I'd be honored. Like I love doing my friends. Like when my friends reach out to me to do their weddings and stuff like that, it's an honor. You know, it's so listen, we work something out, man. Don't worry, I won't.
That's a fact.
I ain't gonna head crack you, bro.
I don't know what coming first, man. Funeral, wedding,
Hey, hey, weddings. We ain't no funerals, no bat. We ain't doing none of that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man, good vibes only, bro. I got you, man.
My funeral's gonna be a vibe.
No, come on, man. No.
I ain't gonna lie.
No.
I ain't gonna be there.
We
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we not we.
you got problems with
Nah, I want to talk about. I want to
positive.
positive vibes,
And my
man.
funeral comes before my wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this guy,
You
man.
gotta go think, you gotta host me, son. You know what I'm saying? Like we are here, this is not a farewell, this is more so like a good riddance. You know
Man,
what I'm saying?
listen.
It was cool while I was here, but goddamn, we are happy.
I'm hosting your wedding, and that's what we're going to focus on, my brother. Yes, sir.
Oh my god. That's funny. But what else? You have anything else coming up? Any big events coming up?
So I mean, by the time this comes out, you know, the events will be done, so you know, I can speak on them. The next couple of days, I'm going to be in Vegas. Big shout outs to Afro Nation for the opportunity. I'm going to be hosting at a couple of the nightclubs out there in Vegas. I'm going to be at Dre's. I'm going to be at some of these like clubs. I'm hosting a Rema concert / party on the 30th, and then we got Nigerian Independence next week. So I'm going to be, yeah, and then I'm hosting at Harvard actually next Saturday.
You really get to the bag there.
I have to.
Oh my god.
Have to. Harvard is that one caught me off guard. You know, I've always wanted to do like, you know, an Ivy League school. I mean, I've done Yale. Shout out to Yale. But Harvard is just like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just out here spreading this culture. You know, I love just being on stage. I love being in my element. It's like therapy almost. You know, I go through a lot, you know, trying to be the man I need to be for my family, for my lady, and you know, that stuff gets stressful after a while. Just when everything is on you and everything is burdened on you. So I feel like being on stage is my getaway from my real life, get away from the stress, and it's a beautiful feeling, man. I'm blessed to have the platform that I do. I don't take it for granted, because I know in an instant it can all be gone. And I'm, like I said, man, I'm happy to be here, happy to, you know, have the platform I do and be here talking about it. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, it's just good to have you here.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. It's an honor. It's definitely an honor.
It's funny too, like, believe it or not, when I ask you to do stuff, I get nervous. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, because it's like nobody likes to hear no.
What's funny is though, like, no is a part of our job. I hear no all the time.
Heavy.
All the time.
Heavy.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I do appreciate you for, like, you know, coming out.
Yo, you my guy, bro.
No,
You my guy, bro.
I feel like somebody owed me something.
No.
You
We
don't owe me your time.
nah, I feel you on that. I definitely feel that.
It's like, listen, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
I value what you do.
Thank you so much, man.
There's no dollar amount that like you can put on what you can't recreate.
I appreciate that, man.
So it's just like, I'm here to support any way that I can.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
I'm super happy that you're not doing this because this is like the restart.
Hey, and I feel like from here it's only up. You know, not everybody can do this. I feel like a lot of people do podcasts and talk about the most stupid things in the world, or just regurgitate topics like who's paying on the first date or splitting bills, and it's just like it's more to life than, you know, those conversations.
Well,
I mean, I get it. I get it. Don't, you know, I'm not, no, I am knocking it. I'll be honest with you. You my man, I'm knocking it. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I just feel like every podcast, like we've spoken about that, okay? Like,
it's not only just speaking about it. I feel like most podcasts, I do listen to like the local stuff, just to kind of get a beat on how people like format their stuff. The takes are very generic.
That, and you know, again, there's more to life than those. Like, there's so many creatives out here that are unknown that nobody knows about, that they are putting in work and should be highlighted. I feel like, you know, stuff like that, or, you know, conversations of how we can heal the community instead of putting black men and black women against each other, or, you know, I just feel like there's so much other productive conversations that can be had with these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people that run podcasts that have big platforms, you have an obligation to spread positivity and, you know, do things that are going to put our community in a good light, not put black men and black women against each other. We've been doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's funny that you got a girl, you got a family and everything. Like I was actually I didn't want to interrupt you, dog. You didn't tell you, like, I really do support that, and I really do hope that you guys keep that in, like,
absolutely
intact.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's been 3 years. Been 3 years. So
make it 30.
she's not going. No, she's not going anywhere. There's no breaking up. We're not going anywhere.
It's funny about, like, that you brought up the whole thing about our obligation as artists. I don't feel like I would ever put a lean on what people can and cannot say as a form of entertainment.
Okay.
But I think that it should just stay there. Some things should just be left as just entertainment.
Absolutely.
I don't support everything as a lifestyle per se. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
So in terms of what?
all right. So, for example, me personally, I don't believe that you can hold your way to happiness.
You can't hold your way into happiness?
You can't. It cannot be done. If you ask me personally,
I'm 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50 on that because well, you give your perspective. You give your perspective, and then I'll give my perspective. So
okay. So I want to, like, paraphrase in very general, like, you know,
no problem.
the whole Cardi B's and the hot girl summers. I don't personally feel like, if out of like 10 black women, how many of those women will actually be happy and at peace living a lifestyle that's portrayed by, like, a Cardi B style name? You know, that kind of lifestyle. Like, so it's just like, for me, it's just like, okay, I'm not telling them to not make the music. For me, it's just more so separate the fact and the feeling. Like, the fact is this: it's just music. It's entertainment. If you're not careful, a lot of that stuff can be into your real life. So for me, it's just like, no, I can listen to this at face value. Let it be music. Let it be that. Cool. Move on. This is how I live my life.
Right.
So I support it as
Just the music, as the art, not as the actual lifestyle.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't think that has a very high turnaround for peaceful, functional black women and people, period.
So in terms of that, right? And I'm conflicted with that kind of stuff because, you know, I feel like a lot of guys, not you per se, but like in general, a lot of guys be like, well, if a woman does this, then she could never find this, or she can. Let me tell you something. There are women out there that we consider hoes, that we consider all types of things, that will find the happiness that they're looking for. There is somebody out there for everybody. There's a guy out there that understands their lifestyle and is okay with that, you know. So, and I used to think like that too. I used to think like, well, this girl has slept with this many people, or she's always posting her body. She could never find somebody to love her. And then down the line, they got a man, they got the house, and they're flourishing in life. Now, everybody has different morals, and everybody has, you know, but I think with the whole, you know, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, I think women are taking back, you know, the word hoe, the word, you know, and they're using it to empower themselves, not to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a hoe and just sleep with anybody, but just like, I'm gonna do what I want to do on my terms. And if that makes me a hoe, then so be it. But I'm not gonna let you use your, you know, patriarchy or your views on what a woman is supposed to be to define my happiness, you know. So, you know, I'm here for the women going out and doing what they need to do to make themselves happy. Cool, you could do that. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you know your worth, and you're not violating nobody, by all means. Like, if Cardi B and Meg is that's what you want to live your life like, then so be it. But I feel like after a while, a lot of women do see it like, you know what, I don't want to live this lifestyle anymore. And, transition into being the housewife or the, regular woman that a lot of guys would like. So there's guys that like the Cardi B's and Meg Thee Stallions, and there's guys that like the, conservative woman. Both women, in my eyes, I don't see a problem with either one of them. I just feel like life is, everybody has their journey.
Absolutely. I'll say this. I'm not here saying that a woman should or should not.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, and I have a lot of data behind, like, I don't think that people can hold their living happiness.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let's speak on it, man. We've been.
I know my brain is like, it just went somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, I do think that every male friend, every male should have like a whole best friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For a few reasons.
Okay.
Like, I do think that you probably should have already set on it so you understand
Mm-hmm.
what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But really, I have a few friends that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, when I really sit down and speak to them, like, and study their movements, it's like, man, you're not happy, you're not at peace.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You might have moments and stretches of happiness, but you don't have like long
Overall, okay, yeah. I mean, and there are definitely some women that fall in that category. So I get it.
I'm not saying that this applies to everyone.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's just like, I'm just saying, like, yo, generally speaking, the women that I've encountered in my experience,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is a feasible way to maneuver through life.
Mm-hmm. And be fully happy.
Yeah, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that there's just a high.
I mean, that's from your perspective. I can't tell you that you're wrong for what you've, so I get it.
And I'm not telling them that they're wrong either, but it's just like, if I'm a better man, I'm not putting money in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to encourage another woman to live that kind of lifestyle, because, like, yo, I've seen
How it ends up for them.
Talking to some of these people, I'm like, man, it's a very high, like, yield for
Yeah, definitely.
destruction.
It definitely depends on how they maneuver. Like, I know girls that, do OnlyFans. They have a whole OnlyFans now. For some guys, like, well, I can't date no girl that has an OnlyFans. I can't date no girl but there's some guys out there like, yo, like, let's get this OnlyFans money. Let's get this bread together. You know what I'm saying? And I support your lifestyle, because at the end of the day, I know that you're down for me, and this is something that, makes you happy. So, man, there's somebody for everybody. It's just all about timing, and it is what it is, man. Some people may never find the happiness they're looking for because they're so fixated on living a certain way, and there are people who end up finding their fairy tale ending. Like, I'm sure about 6-7 years ago, nobody would have thought Cardi B would have been married with kids. But here she is, married with kids, and is one of the biggest superstars on the planet right now. Life's trajectory, you can't predict it. Like, it's just it happens the way it does, and we can't definitively say, if you do this, you can't find this, or like, life has a funny way of working, man.
I'm not gonna lie, like, from what I do see, what Cardi presents or the like, I do always question, are these people genuinely happy? Are these people genuinely
I mean,
we will never
we won't know. You're right.
That's really up to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this will be the last thought before we get out of here.
No problem.
I had this thought. I don't think that you can feel two things at the same time. Like, this is all within the same stream of you can't throw your way into happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something with Ambrose that just came up.
With the whole divorce thing with her.
It was some like ridiculous shit. And I remember I was just reading comments. I wasn't really too clear on like the situation itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, like with why she had broke up with her.
Yeah,
well, he was a serial cheater. Like, he was, like, I guess she went through his phone or whatever and saw like there was like 18 different women that he was dealing with. So now there's people in the comments like, well, what did you expect? Like, you not the typical, you know, wife or girlfriend because, you know, you have this slut walk or, you know, you condone hoeing, so why should somebody be faithful to you? And like, my problem with that is, and my problem with guys that say stuff like that is, why are you in a relationship with a woman you consider a hoe and you want her to change her lifestyle just because you married her? Like, you met a certain woman a certain way. You know what she comes with.
I know. I think a lot of men are afraid to actually make this. They actually really like it. They like it.
Yeah, like, but it's until they get that, and then it's like, well, I don't want you doing that. That's literally like dating a dancehall artist. You see the type of lifestyle they're living in terms of how they dance on stage, and you get with them and you're mad that they're doing that. Well, you knew what you was coming into.
Yeah, you did.
So you can't tell me I can't do this because you feel some type of way. And to get back to Amber Rose, like, you know, a lot of guys are saying, well, she deserved it. But it's just like, well, why was he in a relationship with her in the first place? If that's the excuse that we're going to use, we got to think critically now. This is somebody who lives a certain way. It may not be, you know, it might not be the ideal lifestyle you want for a woman, but this is her. Take it or leave it. You can't change. Yeah. It's not, nobody put a gun to your head and said you have to date this woman. And that's a problem I have with a lot of guys. Like, they go after the bartenders, the OnlyFans girls, the strippers. Not to say there's anything wrong with any of y'all. I support y'all hustle, do what y'all do. But don't get mad at those women for living that lifestyle and then blame all black women for living like that. Like, oh, you can't find a good black girl because they got their body done or no, there's a certain demographic of women that are like that, and there's a demographic of women that aren't like that. You don't put yourself in position to be with those type of women. Don't blame all black women. That's dumb. You know what I mean? So, you know, just to loop back into what we were talking about, you know, it's unfortunate that she had to go through that. But, you know, a lot of women do go through things like that. You know, they deal with guys like that, and it's very unfortunate.
Sorry.
You almost done?
Yeah.
Like, can we get like 2-3 more minutes?
Okay.
And then we're gonna wrap up. Promise. But yeah, to put a bow on that entire conversation, as far as the lifestyle choices that women do decide to take, even men too, I think when men and women come together, I think this is the main issue with relationships. We have this like cookie cutter way of thinking about it, like it should be this way. And this is part of my reason on why the majority of the relationships should be private, like no influences. I really do think that the man and the woman should come together and make their own terms and agreements.
Heavy.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like I ain't gonna lie, I like strange pussy from time to time. Are you okay with that? Like, you know, honestly, it's just like, I'm normally not, but being that you're telling me that you do this, can you just make sure that it's like nobody that I know, just make sure you keep it wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you want to do a dirty, do that out of town.
Right.
Do that. Now the ball's in my court. Like, can I do that? Yes or no?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now there's
boundaries.
Exactly. Now there's nothing really left to the light. It's either you're with it,
or you're not.
or you're just not. And that's okay if you're not. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, in my term with whole shit, me doing whole shit, is being hoed.
Being hoed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like when people make decisions for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately where the issues come from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's definitely fair. I just feel like with relationships, communication is key. Comprehension is key as well. If you communicate, you have to comprehend. Be on the same page. Speak on what you like. Speak on what you don't like, and you know, it is what it is from there.
You gotta figure it out from there.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. Prince, give them your Instagram, your Twitters.
Yes, sir. So, Twitter, Instagram is really where I'm at for the most part. Twitter, Instagram, Young Prince _ Twitter, you know, you get my daily thoughts. Instagram, you get to see, you know, my lifestyle, what I do on a daily basis. And, yeah, I'm here, man. Shout out to Matt for having me. Shout out to this platform. It's only up from here. And, yeah, I'm here for you, man. We here.
Yes, Mattviolist Podcast, in case y'all don't know, in case y'all don't know, it's MattViolinist. You can find me on Instagram, that's MattViolinist. One more time, that's MattViolinist. We are out of here. Until next time.
Yes, sir. My brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is great. I can't wait to see how it comes out.
That's what Catherine gets moms. That's what it's on.
Facts.